It's funny, I don't remember this cottage from my journey back up. No. I would have remembered this place. Something tells me I should let it alone. Not every stone needs to be turned over. Beautiful animals, they roam free here. Although, I think this one's sick. Oh. This one got the jump on me. Not easy to do. Let's see how you deal with a little bit of fire, my friend. But what was back in this cave? Might be worth a little exploration. Let's see. A hunter. The Argonian account. Not for me. But what's in this chest? That could be a different matter altogether. What were you doing here? Were you ambushed by that cat? If so, I've avenged you, brother. Tanning rack. Oh. Right. This man dealt in pelts. A skinner and doubtless a leather worker. He probably prepared rudimentary armors and purses, satchels, water bags, any number of different things you can prepare. But you'd think a trapper like this out here in the wildwood just would have known better, would have been more prepared to be ambushed like that by one of his own prey. It's a real shame. Another one of Skyrim's nooks and crannies that I'll save for another day. What have we here?
I'd stay away if I were you.
Why?
I'm on my way to a giant camp, and I can't guarantee those beasts won't think you're part of the offering. Keep your distance, and you shouldn't have anything to worry about.
I see. What are you offering to the giants?
The cow, of course. Others do it differently.
Right.
But I found that an annual offering usually keeps the giants away from our livestock. Some think it's superstition, but I believe it works. I've yet to have a giant kill any of my livestock.
Annual? And the paint on the cow?
It's tradition. We mark the animal as a way to let the giants know we're giving it to them willingly. Sort of a peace offering.
Interesting. Do you need any help?
I have everything under control. Thanks for offering.
Good luck.
Thanks. You take care of yourself now.
Oh, I will. Very interesting superstition, though. I have met these giants, and I can see why the locals would want to appease them. Grab some Nern root while I'm out and about. No time for this. Finally, Whiterun. I think I'll stop there and refresh myself before continuing on to Riverwood. From Ustengrav all the way back to Dravaskr and Dragon's Reach. Oh, my legs. I really should invest in a horse. Maybe by the time I get to Winterhold I can learn some sort of a teleportation spell, because walking from place to place in real time is
You're
tiring.
someone who can get things done. Got some good pieces out here if you're looking to buy.
Yeah, what have you got for sale?
Blades, helmets, pretty much anything to suit your needs.
Well, sure. You're a blacksmith, I would expect that. I was hoping that you dealt in Elven and Dwarven gear. I seem to have acquired a surplus while out on the roads. The leather armor, it's just doesn't fit me the way I wanted it to. I'm much more comfortable in the Elven stuff. Well, I'm sure you would expect no less from an elf. You know, it's funny, I never understood the difference between gauntlets and bracers. I know functionally they're very similar.
Don't forget to check inside the shop if you need anything.
I will, thank you. So I need
I don't
moonstone.
claim to be the best blacksmith in Whiterun. Bjorland Greymane's got that honor. Mansteel.
I haven't found one bit of quicksilver in Skyrim the whole time I've been here. I'll have to shop around a bit.
Got something for just about everybody in here. Give a holler if you have any questions.
Well met.
You look rather pale. Could be ataxia. It's quite a problem back home in Cyrodiil.
Yes, I have the frost salts from Farengar.
Ah, splendid, splendid. It's for a special brew I'm working on. A love elixir like none other.
Really?
Maybe I'll test it on Farengar first. Oh, but I suppose you expect some compensation.
Well,
Here. These potions should suffice.
lucky for you they do. So Farengar, eh? You're a healer.
Of a sort. I don't have formal training in the restoration school, but something just as good.
What's that?
Within these walls, I have all that I need to brew a potion for nearly any ailment. If I had a septum for every case of rock joint or whitbane I've cured since I opened this shop, I'd be a rich woman indeed.
Whitbane. Glad I don't have that. You thinking of returning to Cyrodiil?
Why? Because I'm a proud citizen of the Empire? Because the Stormcloaks only want Nords in Skyrim? The Stormcloaks can rot in oblivion for all I care. I've lived in this city for 20 years. 20!
Well, you don't need to convince me I have no love for the Stormcloaks. Good day.
You know what's wrong with Skyrim these days?
Everyone's obsessed with death. I know. I feel it too.
Stormcloaks, Imperials, Dragons.
Strange days indeed. It seems as though the war hasn't reached Whiterun yet. You'd hardly know there was a civil war walking around. Khajiit. Interesting. A caravan. Sir.
Perhaps you have encountered Madran or Akari. Both are sworn to me, and both have worthy goods to offer.
Sir, I too am very far from home, so may I ask, why Skyrim?
An astute question, for we are far from home, and this is a cold, hard land. The wise trader finds the best opportunities, even if he must travel far to find them. Skyrim is a ripe opportunity indeed. The dragons and the war have scared many other traders away, but for those with courage, there is much profit to be made.
Very wise. You know, I'm curious of your homeland, sir. What can you tell me?
The Khajiit hail from a distant land called Elsewhere, bordered on the north by Cyrodiil, and the south by the glistening blue waters of the sea. Elsewhere is an arid land of deserts and rocky canyons, where the sun shines warmly, always. There are cities so ancient, the sands have swallowed them whole. But now I will say no more, for I miss my home greatly.
I understand how you feel, my friend. I hope you get home someday. Thank you.
May your road lead you to warm sands.
Warm sands indeed. It does remind me of Skywatch. The sun always seemed to shine very brightly there on the beaches. Although for all the time we spent fishing and working outside, it was never long before another attack. The tides were dark with blood on more than one occasion. It's truly our own burden to bear. As the gateway to Tamriel, Auradon has quite the weight to carry. Most travelers would have at least know of Firsthold, but I like to think of Skywatch as a lesser known destination. We certainly don't have many tourists. Not like they get on the main island. Huh. I wonder what they're up to. Wait. Oh no. Yeah, I can. Oh! Oh. You monster. Oh. Ah, I'm so sorry. And your little dog too. Is that my arrow sticking out of your... Oh. I think it would be best if we don't mention this to anyone. I am terribly sorry. Only a short way up the mountain and the storm rages. I'm almost positive that the last time I made this journey, I took quite a different route. I remember it being a very relaxing trip over a little bridge. I think next time I'll stick to the road. There it is anyway. Oh, the waters are cold, but at least they're not particularly deep. All right. Ah, my friends.
My favorite drinking buddy. Let's get some mead.
Yes, of course. Hello, Sven. Miss Valerius.
It means so much to us to have the claw back where it belongs. Thank you.
You're welcome, though.
You're kind of fuzzy.
It's a fine day
What's
with you
wrong
around.
with you?
Thank you. Always on about that
You're
claw.
that visitor been poking around.
There she goes again with the poking.
Need a room?
So-
Talk to Delphine.
But I... Oh.
Until
do
next
need a-
time.
Okay. Delphine.
I'm the innkeeper. It's my business to keep track of strangers.
Yes.
We don't get a lot of travelers here in Riverwood.
Well, I'd like to rent the attic room.
Attic room, eh?
Yes, please.
Well, we don't have an attic room.
You
But
don't?
You can have the one on the left. Make yourself at home.
No attic room. Was I fooled? I don't... No, wait. This room's already being used by someone. This isn't... Room, she said on the left. Maybe she meant her left? No. Not this one either. She said the room on the left. Oh, this. Oh, my other left. Indeed. Oh. Alright, well, if there's no attic room, then I think I must have been had. Ah. What am I going to tell the Greybeards? The whole thing was a trick, but why leave the note at all? Some ale will make everything better. It always does.
So you're the Dragonborn I've been hearing so much about. I think you're looking for this. We need to talk. Follow me.
The Horn of Jurgen Windcaller. Of course I'll follow you. But where are we going? finish this mead anyway. Alright. Okay, I've got the horn.
Now we can talk.
What?
Some wine, please?
Coming right up.
I don't believe it. It's a... They don't have
Some
an
wine,
attic, but they have a
Coming
secret
right up.
basement? Oh, this is just too much. What is this place?
The Greybeards seem to think you're the Dragonborn. I hope they're right.
Believe me, so do I, but you're the one who took the horn?
Surprised? I guess I'm getting pretty good at my harmless innkeeper act.
Oh, I would certainly say so, but why all the secrecy?
You can't be too careful. Thalmor spies are everywhere.
Thalmor? Now listen here. You better have a good reason for dragging me here.
It was the only way I could make sure it wasn't a Thalmor trap. I am not your enemy. I already gave you the horn. I'm actually trying to help you. I just need you to hear me out.
All right. I'm listening.
Like I said in my note, I've heard that you might be Dragonborn.
Might be.
I'm part of a group that's been looking for you. Well, someone like you, for a very long time.
Is that so?
If you really are Dragonborn, that is. Before I tell you any more, I need to make sure I can trust you.
So, you're telling me that the Thalmor are after you? Why?
Yes. We're very old enemies. And if my suspicions are correct, they might have something to do with the dragons returning. But that isn't important right now. What is important is that you might be Dragonborn.
Well, how do I know I can trust you?
If you don't trust me, you were a fool to walk in here in the first place.
Fair point. Why did you take the horn from Ustengrav?
I knew the Greybeards would send you there if they thought you were Dragonborn. They're nothing if not predictable. When you showed up here, I knew you were the one the Greybeards sent, and not some Thalmor plant.
Well played, Delphine. Indeed. So, why is your group looking for a Dragonborn? That's the part I'm not following so far. Help me understand.
We remember what most don't, that the Dragonborn is the ultimate dragon slayer. You're the only one that can kill a dragon permanently by devouring its soul. Can you do it? Can you devour a dragon's soul?
I've never heard it described that way, but I absorb some kind of power from the dragons.
This is no time to play the reluctant hero. You either are or aren't Dragonborn. But I'll see for myself soon enough.
Forgive me, but what's the part you're not telling me?
Dragons aren't just coming back. They're coming back to life. They weren't gone somewhere for all these years. They were dead, killed off centuries ago by my predecessors. Now something's happening to bring them back to life, and I need you to help me stop it.
What makes you think dragons are coming back to life?
I know they are. I visited their ancient burial mounds and found them empty. And I figured out where the next one will come back to life.
Did you?
We're going to go there, and you're going to kill that dragon. If we succeed, I'll tell you anything you want to know.
Will you? So how did you figure this all out?
You should know. You got the map for me from Bleak Falls Barrow. The Dragonstone was a map of ancient dragon burial sites.
Interesting.
I've looked at which ones are now empty. The pattern is pretty clear. It seems to be spreading from the southeast, down in the Gerals near Riften. The one at Kynesgrove is next, if the pattern holds.
Kynesgrove. So is that where we're headed?
Kynesgrove. There's an ancient dragon burial near there. If we can get there before it happens, maybe we'll learn how to stop it.
Wow. Well, let's go kill a dragon.
I need to get into my traveling gear. Give me a minute and I'll be ready.
By all means. Things are getting a little out of
That's better.
hand.
Let's get on the road to Kynesgrove.
Indeed. I'm just gonna borrow some of your gold. And, Rise and Fall of the Blades, of course. I've heard of the Blades. But many that still remember the Blades, of course. I know that they guarded Emperor Uriel Septim the Seventh. Well,
Orgnar, I'm traveling. You got
all of the Septims, of course, but
Right. Happy trails.
I remember there was one in particular I read a story of who was very close to Martin Septim. Joffrey, I think his name was. I think he was the leader of the Blades at that time. 200 years ago, wasn't it? It's strange to think of how much Tamriel's changed and what the land's been through, and we're still at war.
Kynesgrove is this way. We can travel together or split up and meet there. Your choice.
I just assume travel together. I'm not actually familiar with Kynesgrove specifically. Miss? Miss? Are you coming?
If my analysis is correct, the dragon buried near Kynesgrove will be the next to come back to life.
Yes, that's why we're headed there. Would you follow me, please, or am I supposed to be following you? All right. I'm just gonna find my own way there. I mean, how hard could it be anyway? Kynesgrove. If I'm not mistaken, I am headed in the right direction. She wants to know for sure that I'm the Dragonborn. How can I convince her when I'm not sure I believe it myself? I have no desire to kill you. But we do what we must. I can just make it up the side of the hill here. I remember this place. It was practically my first adventure here in Skyrim, when I was on my own. After my time with that Nord, what was his... No, he was an Imperial. I remember Alvor was his uncle, but what was his name? It's probably a path leading down there. Would be safer. What was that Imperial's name? Hector? Herod? No. Something with an H? It's funny, I could remember his uncle, but not his name. You think I'd remember the name of the man who almost took my head? That's one way to get across the river. Now. What have we here? Ah, a giant camp. I'll leave them alone. And pray they leave me the same way. There'd be a lot we could learn from each other if only... Well, I'll save that conversation for another day. Now, we're off to Kynesgrove. I was gonna follow Delphine, but she must have had business in town. She seemed to have no desire to continue on the road. It is lonely. Some company is appreciated. Company that doesn't get in the way. I do prefer to travel alone. Huh. Some sort of a shrine, but to whom? Oh, don't tell me. Is that Talos? And of course they'd hide the shrine out here in the middle of nowhere. The Empire probably wouldn't find it out here. Why do these Nords insist upon worshipping this man? Tiber's Septim. Warmonger is what he was. Not a god. This equipment is mine now. Book is of no interest to me. Farewell, Talos. I'll have to remember where this location is, where this profane shrine has been erected, and notify the Empire so it can be torn down. It's a stain on this land. Not much of a lookout if you can't spot an elf kneeling not 100 paces away. And just like that, the ground is snow-covered. I know bandits when I see them. They have no business here. Another fort that the Empire, or at least the local Jarl, should be... Oh, they should garrison it. Patrol the wilds, but they just refuse to do it. It's frustrating to see what's happened to this land. Skyrim, once so proud. Don't bother getting up. This lock is a tough one. But not that tough. Gold, soul gem, amulet of Kinnereth. Interesting. So these Nords worshipped Kinnereth. Come to me, Kinnereth, for without you, I might not know the mysteries of the world, and so blind and in terror, I might consume and profane the abundance of your beautiful treasures. Kinnereth, very beautiful. I know she's good luck for sailors and travelers. I wonder what that poor man saw in her. It's too bad he chose the life that he did, or otherwise perhaps she could have helped him. My father told me a legend that before her and her work on the mortal plane, there was no rain. Sometimes rain signaled that she was watching. An old tale, I'm sure, but it is funny to me how the Daedric princes make their presence so known. They'll actually present themselves, they'll speak to mortals. But the Divines, they're quite a different story. It's funny how I find myself on an errand for Merida, but if Kinnereth herself was to come ask something of me, I don't think I could find myself so cavalier about it. It would be a different matter altogether. What is this bear up to? It's a difficult shot from this distance. Best to get closer. Oh, come on. How am I missing this shot? Too high? Sometimes I almost feel like the arc of my arrow is that it doesn't drop much. I wonder why that is. Thank you for conveniently rolling to me, bear. That's enough hunting for today. It just struck me that, talking about Kinnereth, and of course I'm headed to Kynesgrove. Of course these Nords, they call her Kyne. I know these Nords think that our Mara was Kyne's handmaiden? Yes, that's it. That's what they believe. I know that sound.
Wait, something's wrong.
Mm-hmm.
No, you don't want to go up there.
What?
A dragon, it's attacking.
I know. Calm down. Where is it?
It flew over the town and landed on the old dragon burial mound.
Oh.
I don't know what it's doing up there, but I'm not waiting around to find out.
Imagine that.
Come on, hurry. We might
The
be too
dragon
late.
landed on the old dragon burial mound. Look at that. By Ariel.
Lorcan's eyes. Look at that big bastard. Keep your head down. Let's see what it does.
The big bastard begins to do this justice. What is it doing? If I get a clear shot, I'm gonna take it. It's much bigger than the others I faced. Wait. I know this dragon. But it can't be, can it? I mean... I've got to get a closer look. By Trinimac. This is the same dragon that attacked Helgen. I'm sure of it. This dragon is... This one is dangerous. Delphine, you'd better stay back. This foe is beyond any of us. You'd better stay back, Delphine.
Sahloknir, Ursa. Sled.
What is he doing?
This is worse than I
thought. On my head. Oh, their voices. These voices. Power. Sahloknir? So that first dragon is... He's raising the others from the dead. With his voice. It's... Oh, this is beyond what I expected.
I see that mortals have become...
Arrogant. We Altmer founded this land. When we came here, it was just animals and sloths.
Hiding will not save you.
This is different than the others. Oh, Delphine. Shouldn't get so close to them. Quick one.
My voice has been silent for too long. wants to be a real fighter.
Huh. Didn't expect to find a Dovahkiin here, did you? I don't even need my armor. I'm slightly to the left. Oh, you're right. Goodbye, Sahloknir.
No! I'll be damned. You did it. Wait, something's happening. God's above.
You wanted proof that I am the Dragonborn you seek?
So you really are.
I trust this should be sufficient.
It's true, isn't it? You really are Dragonborn.
Indeed. I can hardly believe it myself. Sahloknir. I should tell this name to the Greybeards when next I see them.
I owe you some answers, don't I? Go ahead. Whatever you want to know. Nothing held back.
Well, I've proven myself to you, so who are you and what do you want with me?
I'm one of the last members of the Blades. A very long time ago, the Blades were dragon slayers, and we served the Dragonborn, the greatest dragon slayer. For the last 200 years since the last Dragonborn Emperor, the Blades have been searching for a purpose. Now that dragons are coming back, our purpose is clear again. We need to stop them.
So what do you know about the dragons coming back?
Not a damn thing.
Huh.
I was just as surprised as you to find that big black dragon here.
Yes, the black one. I've seen that dragon before.
Really? Where?
Indeed, it was the one that destroyed Helgen.
Interesting. Same dragon. Damn it, we're blundering around in the dark here. We need to figure out who's behind it all.
Well, what's our next move?
The first thing we need to do is figure out who's behind the dragons. The Altmer are our best lead. If they aren't involved, they'll know who is.
Interesting. Delphine, tell me, why would you think the Altmer are involved?
Nothing solid, yet. But my gut tells me it can't be anybody else. The Empire had captured Ulfric. The war was basically over. Then a dragon attacks, Ulfric escapes, and the war is back on. And now the dragons are attacking everywhere, indiscriminately. Skyrim is weakened. The Empire is weakened. Who else gains from that but the Altmer?
The timing was curious. So we need to find out what the Altmer know. Any ideas?
If we could get into the Altmer embassy, it's the center of their operations in Skyrim. Problem is, that place is locked up tighter than a miser's purse. They could teach me a few things about paranoia.
Interesting. I think the Altmer sometimes give the Dominion a bad name, but how do we get into their embassy?
I'm not sure yet. I have a few ideas, but I'll need some time to pull things together.
Interesting.
Meet me back in Riverwood. If I'm not back when you get there, wait for me. I shouldn't be long. Keep an eye on the sky. This is only going to get worse.
I'll see you back at the inn. Well, I assume I've got some time before I'm expected back in Riverwood. I need to rest. Yes. Windhelm. Very close to Windhelm. I don't know the reception I'd get there, it being the seat of Stormcloak power, but I should be able to at least get a room for the night and a mug of ale. I don't think that's too much to ask for a weary traveler. Even if he happens to be an elf. Windhelm. And Ulfric Stormcloak still sits on the throne as Jarl of Windhelm. Imagine that. has a dragon to thank for it. You'd think they could see. They would have seen that big black dragon flying circles around the hill there at Kynesgrove from the watchtowers of the town. I wonder why they did nothing.
Welcome,
Hello?
welcome, welcome. Don't see many strangers out here. Come to get your hands dirty on a real farm?
Not specifically.
We could always use help picking crops if you need a few extra coins.
I certainly don't, but thank you all the same. Windhelm. I feel like there's something I needed to do here also. I feel like there was some business I had to attend to in Windhelm, but I never thought I'd be up in this direction. I thought I'd go from Whiterun straight to Winterhold.
It's no secret the Aretino boy is doing some ritual, trying to call the Dark Brotherhood. But who's going to stop him?
That's
Me?
it.
I'll have no part of that.
I wouldn't normally either, but... Now, who's this running? This person's in an awful hurry. I wonder... What are they running from? Or to? Wait, is that... Oh, Delphine, it's you. I'll see you back in Riverwood. By Magnus, it's one of my people. Here in Windhelm.
Horses. All day long. Do you have any idea how dull horses are?
I think horses could be very interesting if we could sit and discuss them together, but... all in good time. First I need a drink, but then I've got to talk to this Aretino and see what business a young boy thinks he has with the Dark Brotherhood. Guard? Hello, guard?
If it's bed or board you're after, Candlehurst Hall's got both.
Bed and board sounds wonderful. So Candlehurst it is.